Hey guys, there's a really cool company called Gamebox Monthly that I'm kind of obsessed with. What is Gamebox Monthly, you ask? Well, it is a service that delivers indie tabletop games to your door every month. How cool is that? It's really cool. Let me tell you why. People are so consumed by devices and screens. We need face-to-face human connection. Come on. So it's a great way to discover new games together with the people that you love and care about, or even just remotely like, or maybe you don't like them at all. Maybe you'll get to like them after you play some of these tabletop games. You never know. It's a great way to re-engage your original social network. So go to GameboxMonthly.com and rediscover social.
Krista! Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really? Because you seem a little...
I said I'm fine.
Okay, well, we all love you, so if you need to talk, we're...
She's fine. She's fine.
Whoa, you guys, this is going to be such a cool podcast for me. Now, normally I do like the books and the articles and stuff like that, and it's all very self-helpy because like I'm really into all of that. And but today I have Jusstine K on the show, and she's a celebrity psychic healer. I've known this woman for 15 years or more, probably. And she's going to be answering questions. So those of you that are hearing this now and didn't know about it, you lose out because people have I have so many questions that have come in. At this count, over 500 people since I posted yesterday about this, which is pretty cool, and it makes me feel really good that you guys are out there listening because, oops, my volume needs to come down. So here is the deal. I am going to introduce you to Justine, who literally she has been. There is not one celebrity friend that I know that hasn't gone to see her, or that still goes to see her, or that has been tremendously helped by her in some capacity. And
Wow, thank you for that intro.
yeah, yeah, I wasn't even done, but she just jumped in because she knew it was the right time. Do you know why? She's a psychic. Okay. Hi, Justine. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
I'm going to turn my mic so that I can see you better because
Okay.
this is a little awkward, right? So, and I'm saying it's awkward because had my back to her.
Well, we're both
basically.
staring at this, like, I keep staring at your
Mhm.
Fire television
Yes, I
like
have
it's
a-
going to be...
So just so you know, we are sitting in
We're
my
on fire.
kitchen right now,
Staring at
basically.
fire.
And I have the YouTube fire thing on because it makes me happy. Yeah, it's kind of like a candle, but it doesn't burn
Right,
down the house.
It's a really big candle.
Do you know what I mean? Um, I want to get into all of this. Now, let's just like tell people a little bit about us.
Okay.
We'll get into it a little bit because when when did I first come? That was over 15 years ago.
Well, we met we met at that super fancy manicure pedicure place.
Okay.
We met through through a
Who?
friend of yours.
Do you remember?
Yes, I think because Tanya had a...
Oh, Tanya Crux.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yes.
I just
and
ran into her
yes.
getting a pedicure.
Oh
in
my God,
the
who
Valley a while
I
ago.
adore and love. We were in touch for a little bit
Yeah.
recently, just like, hi, what's up, or whatever. We were both dealing with a mutual friend that was going through something.
Oh,
And so we ended up talking, but yeah,
Yeah.
she's awesome. So that's right. We met through Tanya.
yeah.
That's how it happened. Okay, you guys don't care about this, but I do. Like, I'm taking you down my own memory lane trip, I guess, because I can't remember. I just know that once you were mine, you were mine.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little possessive like that. Sorry. But here's the deal. So
It worked out well.
it really did. And there's been I have come to you probably in my okay, so here's the thing. At that point in my life, when I first started even understanding what psychics were, and Tanya was like super crazy about psychics too. And we both would be like, let's call psychic source. Like we were
Oh my
like,
God.
well, seriously, we were crazy about it. And all of the answers were coming from somebody else, right? Because we were just young and stupid. And meaning we had to have this whole array of like check in, make sure, well, so and so said this. And this is making me look terrible, but I don't care. But anyway, the thing is I went to see you and you gave me a super, super accurate reading that I didn't like. I didn't like it.
But
I
over
like
the
it.
year
I meant to say it's like a psychic. I like it. Anyway,
Yeah, I love when those, like, over the years, it seemed to come true, right? Not seem to, or it did come true.
yeah.
I love when those super old testimonials come out of the woodwork and hear these stories or
Right,
know
of
of these
course you
stories
do.
that
Of
yeah.
course.
Well,
It's definitely
I'm always blown away because I mean, obviously, I'm very lucky to have this incredible track record for
yeah.
predicting the future and
Yeah.
helping people through situations, but I'm always blown away and so happy when that happens as well because you can't make any promises with this kind of
No.
thing.
No, you can't make any promises, and here's the other thing too, like, regardless of you basically tap into this energy and you go, "Okay, this is what I'm feeling right now, like, I feel it very strong. This is" and you
Well,
hear of
it's
things
really like a combination of seeing and hearing
and
and
channeling.
knowing. No channeling.
Okay,
I'm kinda anti-channeling. Usually when
really?
someone's a channel, it's kind of like a second personality or, no, I stay very conscious
Yeah.
and it's really I've learned that I get the information the way that the person asking the question gets it because some people are audio, some are visual, some are feeling, and so I've just really noticed that when I get information for someone, it comes through in a way that they can hear it and get it, because if they're visual and I'm describing
Right.
feelings, like, they're not really gonna get it as clear
You
as possible.
That's true.
And
You've done that with me.
the whole goal is to be able to get information that's coming from the absolute highest and best and is super clear and can help you in your life. It's all about inspiring and healing and comforting people.
Yeah, and that is exactly what you do, and here's
Aw,
the thing that I love most about it is you're so honest.
aw.
And sometimes and that's sometimes hard to hear, but then you also are able to see other things where it for me at least, and I can only speak for myself, is it inspires me to continue on the path that's working for me as opposed to going against like going with the path of least resistance as opposed to like going against the grain of something that I think I want that's really what I don't want. I just think I want it.
Yeah.
Or what does that make sense?
Well, a lot of people I mean, look, so many people come to psychics because they wanna be told what to do or they wanna hear what they wanna hear. And so as far as being honest, I mean, I can't help but do what I do in the utmost integrity, but, and I try to explain it to people in a way that's not, like, painful or that it's look, anything really is
You're
possible,
like a
but
velvet hammer.
velvet
Can we just
hammer.
call you Velvet Hammer from now
My
on?
god, I've never even,
Yeah, it's nice and
wow.
it's lush and it's plush, but,
I've been called tough love, but okay, velvet
but
hammer.
it hits hard, but, it's not, there's
All right.
it's wrapped in
Psychic
velvet.
girl, the velvet
Velvet Hammer.
hammer.
I love it. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Now, Justine, you tell me oops, I'm just knocking things over. You tell me I have, like, some questions from different people.
Okay,
There's
great.
so many. So, I'll read them,
Okay.
and then you can kinda help me go through what it's gonna be, but can I ask you questions about me too,
You
like,
can.
selfishly?
Absolutely.
I mean, I wanna get as many questions out for the people that are
Yeah.
listening as
And let's
possible.
do a shameless plug from the beginning that people know
Yeah.
that you can go to psychicgirl.com to
Yes.
see who I am.
Yes. Yes.
And then,
And follow at the same handle as well on all social media stuff. I usually wrap it up with that, but
yeah,
we're gonna do it right now out of the
just
gate.
so people can, know if they even wanna continue to listen to the show,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, they do. They totally do because they don't know
So,
that I'm
uh
flashing my boobies at you right now, but
which you are now.
I'm not. Now I am.
So,
No, I'm kidding.
but yeah, why don't you, ask a question and I will answer it for you.
Okay, so wait, of me, my own
Whether
question?
you wanna ask a question about yourself or take a question
No,
from one of your
I'm gonna take a question from one of my
okay.
one of the people, one of the fans of the show and one of the fans that are here because um yeah, I need to get warmed up to it, I think a
Okay.
little bit.
So just give me that person's initials or their first name. How's anybody gonna know their first name, right? So we can
I'm
just
just scrolling through names right now. Hold on.
just give me their first
Do this
name.
one.
Okay.
Um,
Or you say their first name in the question.
can I say Alex?
Okay. So what's
Uh,
Alex's question? Oh, okay.
okay. So
How about it?
Alex's question is, I'd love to ask Justine for insight on what the heck I'm supposed to be doing in my life professionally. Direction, insight, advice, guidance of
Well,
any kind is appreciated.
okay, so look, this is a lovely question,
Yeah.
but it's so fluffy. So this is also going to kind of turn into how to go get the most out of your
Great.
psychic reading, because what happens is when you ask a question like that that's so open-ended, when I look at people, I'm not looking at every single area of your life. What happens is your question actually becomes the form of divination. Some people use tarot cards and some people use crystal balls or whatever. Your question actually becomes the form of divination that I am looking at. Now, this question is just very fluffy. It would be different if she was like, do I be an actress or do I be a hairstylist, which
Okay,
would more
so
benefit me,
seeing as
right?
I saw this name and pulled it up immediately because it's somebody that I know.
Sure. And I would love to answer something for her, but that's just like that whole question is like, how do I solve my life? And it's just too big.
What about this? How is her acting career going to go this year? Is that a
I
better
mean,
question?
it's still fluffy.
What
Like,
would be the right
here's the thing.
question to ask?
And don't worry about the right or wrong for like when I look at her, um, it which first of all, I mean, it really seems like you guys are friends or you have a very similar energy. Like I could
She's
just
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what I can see is the part of her that's really worried about what's gonna happen with her career, and it's really whatever's going on with her, it's, like, really hard for her to be in her body, and I don't wanna in any way, like, out her, but I just see, like, this anxiety, and I see this fear and just the questions about if she's good enough, and look, we're all psychic whether we recognize it or not. So, it looks like that there's this part of her that let's say she's going out for a project that people don't even realize that they're feeling or picking up in her. And so it just seems like there's a lot of this kind of unnecessary like she's making it more difficult for herself being in that energy, and if
Mhm.
that's something that she could let go of and heal, she'd be even more attractive to people. Like I get she could move into something really like being a lead or something ongoing. So she's got to work on like like when people come to me and I do this healing, and actually, it's recorded. You can download it and buy it off my site, and it's called Heal Your Relationship Space. But it really helps people in every area to kind of take a shower from the inside out and to let go of some of these energies that most people are looking for the answer mentally when it's energetic,
It's like
right?
a douche for your soul.
In
That's what
your
it's like.
words, yes. I say it's taking a shower on the inside out, but absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, if you could go in and douche all the way back from the beginning of time, that's what this product is. So, it just seems like that I don't know why there's a nervousness or an anxiety, but maybe she's like everyone else in the world of having, like, fears and concerns, about stuff going
Sh
on, but
yeah, I mean, and writing too, like, she's really smart, like, is there anything in writing? Like, it's the same is it the same thing? So,
yeah, like how we
basically
do. I mean, it's gonna be both of that. I mean, she
yeah,
actually does seem stronger in writing than acting. And it's like there's a much stronger like she uses her male energy in
yeah.
writing and her female energy in acting, and she's way stronger in writing than acting.
Oh my god, that's awesome. That means that we're gonna be writing something together, Alex. Um,
So,
okay, that's awesome.
and
That's
you'll give me her email and I'll
yeah.
send her that healing download as a gift.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, that is awesome. Yay. Okay, we have another question. I see I'm pulling I know I'm playing favorites here, but like I'm just seeing people that
It's
I
your
see and
show,
then
you get to play favorites.
right, but I'm just saying, okay, so here's another one. This is from my friend Bob.
Okay.
Um
What does
and
Bob wanna know?
well, Bob wants to know, oh, that was a joke. It says, "Will Krista ever see me as a friend, someone she can call and just rant to?" And he goes, "LOL, just kidding." So he goes, "Okay, so here's what it is. I'm someone that loves his children so much, so much he would stay with their mother just so they would have a family, even when the two of us have no love relationship.
Okay.
I'm a guy who believes in the Hallmark life, where I love a woman as much as she loves me, and we do
So
things
much
for each
story.
other."
Okay, so
Yeah.
what's his question?
So his thing is, oh, here's what it is. He wants a Hallmark movie and he wants to know is he gonna find that woman? That's
Okay.
it. He wants that he
So
wants love.
okay, so but can you imagine, like, how messed up the world would be if there was just a yes or no answer, and if his guides would just say, "Nope, that's it," right? So, now but is he married to someone else still?
Seems that
Seems that
way.
way, right?
Mhm.
So, look, kids are very psychic, so parents that stay together for their kids, your kids still end up getting super fucked up because they know and they can
Yeah, just put
sense and,
another dollar
like
in the therapy jar. You're not
yeah.
saving anybody.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like they're friends and that they're raising their kids as friends here. And I see him as a good guy. So I don't see him out like, actively. He just seems like he's a good guy. He seems kosher. He doesn't seem like he's out there like looking to he doesn't look like he's out cheating on
Yeah.
but, so look, if that is something that he wants, like, there's no way that that can't happen. What he wants to do is be sure that he heals the part of himself that he can create a different relationship so he doesn't go out there and create the same relationship wrapped up in a different package, right?
Right.
So, it just seems like right now, that, like, he's not ready yet.
He's getting ready to get ready to get ready,
And
basically.
I don't know if his kids are just teenagers, but it just seems like he's still, um, that's what he wants, but he's not doing anything about it.
He's just he's wanting. So here's my thing. Like, I'm not psychic in any way, but from my own little love of human condition and from my own experience and from my own life that I can tap into and go, and I've done that before, where there's a yearning.
Yeah.
And that yearning always goes against anything because there's a when you focus on what you when you focus on what you don't want, meaning I don't want to be lonely anymore. I don't want to, I don't want to feel this way. I don't, yeah, I don't want to be lonely.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on, I want a loving relationship. I want someone in my life that I feel happy seeing, that feels happy when they see me. Don't you think that there's a difference in those 2 energies? And if you focus on the wanting,
Well,
it kinda comes
I
in.
that's very The Secret, like what
I
you're
don't like
talking
I'm
about,
not but
and I'm
I'm
not
not
a fan of The Secret.
but I don't me either. That's why I was, like, just
Right.
shaking my head. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of The Secret, but I am a fan of
Yeah. It's
that we are
really
powerful in our minds, you
Well,
know?
yeah, absolutely. Our mind is very powerful, but it also is just about your patterns. Like relationships are patterns, our
It's
prosperity.
breaking the patterns.
It's patterns, and you're so affected by all your past lives and what you've experienced this life, and even energy from like your family genetic line will roll over onto you, and all of that is kind of governing this patterning, and you have the ability to change it and heal it. So, I mean, hopefully, his not wanting to feel alone, or anyone not wanting to feel alone,
Mhm.
would be the motivation that puts you into going out and making change.
Yeah, he's been so supportive of my podcast and me
Aw,
and all of that. Like he's become a friend through,
aw.
through all of this. And I'm glad that we could at least, look, he can Bob, you can reach out to Justine at any time and you know where to find her. She's gonna give all her information. And you know what? You guys can go from there. Cause I
Or
think
we
it's
can send him the healing too. Everybody's question we
every
answer, we'll get the healing
oh my
download.
God, did you hear that? That's amazing. Okay, we're gonna go to this next question. Caller 3, you're on the air. Hi. This is Jason. He says, this is Jason, and he says, should I start back my talk shows online? This I know this sounds like a yes or no, but let's just hear it out.
Okay.
Should I start back my talk shows online and pursue the social media and videographer business or stay with the present business I'm running now? It would be yeah, so basically he's wanting to know.
I get it's both. So it's not just ditching one and going into the other. Like right now, it's both. And it seems like they would be very equal and that he could do both of them. So I don't know why he has this idea that he could only do one or the other because it seems like it would end up being both.
Really? So maybe is it more of a both of a merging of the 2
No,
that he's not thinking of? Or is his worry that he needs to put 100% of time into one or the other, and you're basically saying he can
he
do
can do
both?
both. Yeah.
So, Jason, there's your answer, you can do both. So and you know what? I think that's it. I think maybe he stopped doing his talk shows online, and he's wondering if he should get back into it. So we'll see you soon on your talk shows,
Your phone
Jason.
is going crazy with
I know
messages.
my phone is going crazy. Um, ooh, okay. So here's an interesting. Now, again, this is going to be a little. I'm looking at it, and there's so some people that texted or emailed to here, they have some stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me see.
And
So
I don't even need the story. The story
yeah,
actually messes me up because
yeah.
psychic information comes from psychic ability, not the logical A plus B equals
Okay,
C,
so I'm
right?
gonna break down his first question. He has two.
Okay.
So I'm gonna break down his first one. He met a girl, awesome connection, totally ghosted him. What the hell happened?
Okay. Do we know her name or not? Her name is not in
Didn't
there. Okay.
say it, but basically he just
So,
yeah.
yeah, it seemed like that was gonna be temporary anyway. She
Did she have
doesn't
a boyfriend
she doesn't
already?
she doesn't really seem available.
Yeah.
So, and it
She was just
seems
out for the night that night, wasn't she?
well, and it seems like her boyfriend might not be in the same town, like where she is or,
She
so
was
it seems
lonely.
like she was having fun
She needed
and
the validation.
and it was always gonna be temporary.
Yeah. And this
Sorry.
guy was yeah, okay.
He seems like he's looking.
Yeah, I think he is, because here's the other one. Um, there's another woman, there's no name here, but
Okay.
it's an old friend of his, and they got together, they were together, they whatever happened, she has more feelings for him
Okay.
than he does for her, and he she's great.
Yeah,
Why doesn't
he's not confused. So if you were
he's
gonna
like
say that word, he's not
he's like, why can't I have these feelings for her? Because I
well,
think he wants to, because he wants to find love.
yeah, so well, first of all, you can't make chemistry happen, and it's really there really is a science behind why two people come together and over time they fall more and more in love versus why two people come together and it falls apart or why we're attracted to people or not. And so your karma, usually will have if somebody's in your life in a really big way, you've known them before in a past life or if you have a connection with them. But it just seems to me like they're not aligned here and so look, there's these four things. There's how we communicate. We're either emotional or logical communicators. There's our activity level. People have all different activity levels. Some people think about money all the time. Other people don't. And lastly, these are the four lifestyle traits of our personality that define the science. And
Mm.
lastly is our sexual response because half the people are wear it on the outside, like they're ready to go 24/7, and the other half have to have it romanced and drawn out of them. And so um, you want to have your communication and your sexual response aligned, because if not, it's why people stop sleeping together. He probably just is very in tune with himself so that he is sensing what the difference is of I mean it just doesn't seem like he's romantically connected to her. It seems like they're friends.
And it's just and that's his
And she's
thing.
been his mother before in a recent past life, so but
Oh,
see, now that's normal. People can be attracted to somebody who was their mother before in a past life because 'cause you've played all
on
these
the
different
next episode
roles.
of Family Freud.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but, he just they're friends.
Yeah, okay, so that's your answer, you're friends, don't worry about it, whatever.
Doesn't look
And
like
would you say, like, this is a yes or no, but as he
it's okay.
continues down, he's gonna, like he's looking, and he's actively going, "I wanna grow old and disgusting with someone." You know what I mean? Like, that's all of our hopes once you get past 40. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
so, I mean, I don't get that that person's in his circle yet, so it would be someone who's coming. I mean, it seems like he's gonna attract someone who's younger.
ooh, that totally sounds good. Oh my god, I'm so excited for you. You know who you are. I'm gonna say Rich. Rich is we're gonna call him Rich.
Okay.
Um, let's see. So here's a fun one.
And I get like a Malibu energy with him,
Malibu.
with the last question.
Okay, with
So,
Rich.
yeah.
All right, cool. Like he lived. Like there's something
Like
in
whether he
Malibu.
meets her there or takes her there or whatever,
Okay.
you know?
Okay. Cool. All right. So here's one from Michelle, and you don't need to know all this information. She's a mom, um, and
What's her question?
Her question is, oh boy, you're not gonna like this one.
That's all right.
Only because she's like, I'm super creative
Mhm.
and I'm in a redundant, ridiculous situation. And where am I going? Because she's stuck. She's
She
stuck.
she's well, I mean, she's just afraid to get I just see her, like, looping, and,
She lives
um,
in London.
so she's just looping here, and then, there's been times for her to be able to, like, jump off, or it's kinda like the escalator where the seat comes up, but she's not gone. I mean, it seems like there's, like, 7 different opportunities here that she's had. So, it's like you take one step and your guides take 10 to help you. She's gotta take that first step.
Right. Because, and I'll say this, and this is my belief, and tell me if you believe in this, because
Okay.
I'd really be curious. Like, I, it's very hard for spiritual energy to come outside of yourself to get you. You have to go inside to connect with that because otherwise it wouldn't be a source. It wouldn't be like a pure energy, right? When you go in and you're going into this by the way, her face
I was
literally looked
like,
like she just blew up.
"No." I'm
No.
like when you said that, like, I just was trying to, like, understand, like, what you were
Basically saying
saying.
you need it's kinda like this. It's kinda like if you were in a really great mood and I was in a really shitty mood, but I needed you to save me, you don't wanna leave your safe, beautiful place of where you are to come out because then you're just gonna feel like crap too. So basically, I need to lift myself up a little bit, at least a little bit, to get to a
Very
place where
true.
I can be on the same page with you. And that's how we all are in life, where we are asking for questions outside, like, praying and saying, "Hey, I please help me,"
Right.
when really at the end of the day, you need to become more connected to the
You
like
have to
who you
become your
are.
own God. The goal is for you to become your own God.
Right, within that higher self, because it's all there and God is very present and it's all there. And people that don't believe in God, whatever that is, Merlin the magician, I don't
Or
care, but
believing in
whatever.
yourself, because it's really about you moving into your higher self and becoming your own God.
Right, but a lot of people don't understand. But a lot of people not understand, but there's everyone has a belief system. And as
Yeah.
long as that belief system in my book is not that this thing is going to do it for you, like, oh, please let me win the lottery. And then you go and you like do whatever it is, like
Yeah.
don't do anything, or oh, please let me win this marathon. And then you sit on your couch and eat Cheetos and go, God, I don't understand why I didn't win the marathon. Like you
Right.
have to do
And
something.
actually begging and pleading does nothing for you. It's really
Because you're
more
just focused,
affirming,
yeah, what
and
you
you've got to set into motion
well,
through your
and that's the part that I'm like, you just keep attracting that you don't want, which you
yeah.
said sounded like a secret, but I'm not a fan of the secret because I
Yes, we
under
never wanna be in wanting, you wanna be in doing and being. You wanna be
yes.
in being.
Boom, 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 and
Yeah.
that is all about being present with yourself. So, is Michelle gonna like, she's creative and she has 2 kids and she's a 35-year-old mom, which probably means they're what, like 11 or something
Well,
like that,
I
or
get this
something.
PR energy around her, so I don't know if she's ever worked in PR or,
PR.
like, I just
Okay.
see that, but it doesn't
Michelle,
it
PR,
doesn't mean, "Oh my gosh, that's what you're supposed to go do." It just looks like, that's like a gift that you
marketing,
have.
connecting people, doing
So,
stuff like that. Maybe there's
um,
something with that.
I can see where there's, like, a lot on her plate that is overwhelming, so it makes it really hard to get to that part of taking care of
Yeah.
herself or doing for herself, and that's what happens when you
Okay.
have kids, so
Yeah, I mean, it can be.
but I do see PR energy.
Yeah. Um, okay, so here's the deal. So here's another one. This is a um well, this is interesting. This is from Brooklyn.
Okay.
I know Brooklyn. She moved away and she wants to know if she's gonna be back in LA in the next year or remarry her ex-husband. That's a yes or no,
Yeah, it's
but
okay that it's a yes or no.
okay.
So there's a lot of energy around remarrying your ex-husband, but I don't know that that means so, like, your listeners can hear you sucking on that thing.
Yeah.
Um, or they enjoy that, but
Yeah.
that's part of the podcast. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of energy about remarrying her ex, but I don't know that that means that that's the right thing to do. But I mean, it seems like a very strong energy in her life. And it seems like, it's something that she knows and it's very familiar. And so there's stronger energy around falling back into that than coming back to LA. And, but it does seem very few people make change. I mean, I could see where, um, the,
Right. So it's like
I mean, I do, it's, it, and it's hard off of, I could just see where it's like very just set up for her to go back into that energy.
back into the husband energy, and is that
Mhm.
gonna be the healthiest thing for her?
Well, it just seems that this is, there's no,
Is there too much baggage there? Is there too much stuff
it's
that they
not
need to
about too
work
much
through?
baggage. It's that it's going to be that, like, if she does that, she's not ever going to have, like, what else could possibly happen to her, in a way. It's like, keeping her tied into that agreement versus her going off and doing.
So she's gonna but so what do you think? So she's gonna not come back to LA and
Well,
she's gonna she's gonna
I don't think this is a done deal where it's 100% decided, but it just seems like that energy is stronger to drag her back into that relationship.
because it's love. Because it's
Well, but
a
love
love
does not
relationship.
mean happily ever after, and love can, that love,
She's
I
not
mean,
done with her journey on that is what you're saying.
mm, well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
I'm
is
just
that
putting words in her mouth
that
and she
he
wants to punch me right
he I
now.
totally would never
No,
want to
I'm
punch you.
kidding. I'm kidding.
So, like, he would love for that to happen and then kinda keep her in that energy so that she doesn't go off and do what else she could go do on her own and change her life and have her
That
life
doesn't
and all.
sound good.
Well,
Does
I
she
was trying to,
ultimately
like,
want
dance
that?
around that.
Don't dance around anything,
Um,
Justine. That's not your
I
style.
was but I was so saying that how I could see the pattern for that. So, it just seems right now that's stronger than her coming, back
Right
out
now.
her
Okay,
out
so
here.
Brooklyn, this is up to you. It's your thing. It's like what it's
And it's not that this person
yeah.
doesn't love you, but it's definitely trying to keep you in a past energy or keep you down or keep you in that agreement and that you don't go off and become all that you can be.
Ooh. Wow, that's amazing. You have given me very similar readings before.
Have I?
Yep.
Thank gosh I don't remember all that
Yeah,
past
I
stuff.
do. And it was all super freaking accurate. And I would stay in things and ultimately, kind of become a shell of the person that I was a year before you told me. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? And then
yeah.
come back and be like, oh my God, So listen up, Brooklyn. All right, we're gonna go to another question. Um, this is Karen, and lots of pressure, lots of stress, and oh geez, it's like a whole thing. It's like a
Okay, so find the
it's
question
it's
in it
money,
because that
housing,
whole
career,
oh, we gotta
marriage.
pick one. And we might skip that one. Like, look, we need, like, one specific question. I can't do a whole hour reading in a one answer
Of
kind of
course.
thing.
So let's just say for Karen, um,
She's probably, like, a really good
she
friend
was
of yours.
She
So,
was born
okay.
in she was born in
Okay.
'59, and she's just really wanting direction, and she's feeling a lot of pressure right now, and she wants to know if it's gonna how it's is it gonna lift? Is something coming in for her? Karen. Um,
Karen, this is a really fluffy question. So I'm so sorry that you're in this space. That's tough. Because you're showing me kind of like you're, there's like that
it's
tarot
hard.
card with the woman who's blindfolded with all the swords like are stuck in
Yeah,
the ground behind her. Like that's what I'm seeing here. So, and I could see where, it's beyond pressure. Like I can see where, I think it's safe to say there's some depression there with the space that you're in. But I can see where you feel like your hands are tied and where you can't do anything about this versus, feeling like, I could just see where you feel like it's being done to you versus, your, how you got here, your part in this. And all I can tell you is, like, nothing is gonna come magically land in your lap without doing anything, like, you would have to actively take a step here, like, look, the Heal Your Relationship space product would just be like the biggest psychic tool that you could do to move energy
We're
right
gonna
now.
send it to
So,
her.
yes, we'll absolutely send it to you. Download it, listen to it as much as you can. That would be the best thing to help you move this energy without
It's
you.
energetic, Karen, like, that's what it is. I've been there before, Karen. Okay, so here's the deal. So, seriously,
Okay.
I have gone through these things and these weird, like, ups and downs in my life, and then I realize that I'm the one doing it, and then
Oh, how
and
amazing that you
it's
do find that you've
but
discovered that.
it's taken a long time, and it's like
Some people never get there.
but it's taken a long time for me to actually go, it's so much easier to go, the world is doing this to me. It's not fair, as opposed to I'm doing this to myself and it's really stupid. Without beating myself up like I just did in that last statement. But I'm just saying, like, there's like this thing where I go, all right, what can I do? Can I think better thoughts? Can I go, you know what? I'm doing better today than I was yesterday. Or in this moment, I'm feeling better. And I'm going to keep feeling better about myself and about what I'm doing. And I
You
will
have
start.
amazing energy.
Thank you. Thanks. But you know, I've gone through ups and downs. You've seen
You're a
me
human.
forever.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's taken a lot of work and it's taken a
But
lot
you've
of,
done the work. That's all that matters.
and that's it. And so I've done the work and I've gone into like, and I'm still, and I haven't done the work. It's not like the work is done.
Yes,
Clearly, the
because it
name
is
of my
forever.
podcast is quote unquote, I'm
And
fine.
it and we
So
we like, look, the goal is to really eventually one day break the cycle of coming back over and over again, where you get
and then
to.
you can just go back into light.
No, I mean, then you become a master. You master life and death, right? And so, that's the goal, and we're working on that for, until the last moment, until our last breath while we're here
Right. While we're here in this physical
in
body.
this form.
Okay, so here is a very interesting question. As you were talking, I was kind of scrolling through.
Okay.
I have a friend, Sosmos,
Okay.
and she needs, or and I'm sorry, and I say sus. I'm sorry, sus. I'm sorry. It just says pronounce sus, and I say friend because you're my friend because you emailed me. Um, I this is really interesting because there is a spirit in the house that needs to go to the light.
Okay.
And it's a previous owner. That's what this person has been told.
Like that
Sage the
somebody died in
house.
the house?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a female energy,
Okay.
and pretty sure that they're still that she is still there. And um oh, so could say so it's her boyfriend can see ghosts. And it's just she feels like it's there and it's very uncomfortable and wants
Yeah,
to
I
know.
wouldn't wanna live in a house that had another spirit there.
Well, especially if it's not, yeah, right? You're like, "Who are you?" And
So
go.
she actually, can tell it to go and tell it to get out. And, I mean, I'll do a little work on this situation right now and help it. But, it doesn't even have to be like this stuff happens all the time. It's like there can be a spirit that just wanders in off the street, or it can be someone who passed away in the house and they don't even know that they've passed away. So, it happens all the time, and, now I don't like, this is not my favorite kind of thing to do.
Right.
I do know how to do it, but, like, I have a friend who taught me who is, like, the big guns, like, that's who I, pretty much, like, will refer people to. But I'll work on it here, and, if you really want some help with this, you are welcome to email me at
Yeah,
justine at
Sue's email.
psychicgirl.com,
Yeah.
and I will, tell you who I suggest, can help you. But, I mean, it really seems harmless. It doesn't seem like this kind of scary poltergeisty ghost, but obviously it's still an energy or an entity in your home that needs to move on. So we'll just connect it here to its guides and teachers. And it doesn't seem to me that this person knows that they're dead. So we want to help wake them up to
Isn't
letting
that
them know that.
so
And
interesting? Oh my god.
I did this huge clearing on the Sunset Marquee, like
I
in.
remember this.
Remember that? And
Yes.
oh my god, like that was, and we did it twice, and
Guys,
it was
Sunset Marquee is one of
so
the oldest. It's like, but there's like
famously haunted.
famously haunted hotels. Beautiful. They revamped it. They redid the entire
Well,
thing, but the
right
energy was
before,
still there.
yeah, so before they did that, they had me come in and we did this whole thing with all these reporters. It was crazy because we had alcohol. We let everyone drink, and really crazy stuff happened. Like, people had, like, lights flickering off and on, and all this stuff would follow them. So we did
Wow.
it again without alcohol, but, and they had found, like, affidavits that were filed of all the stuff we got in the, um yeah, I don't wanna call it a seance, but whatever, I guess it was kind of like a
Affidavits,
seance
people were filing affidavits?
because of, um like, the stuff that came through in the answers of what was happening, there had been, like, housekeepers that had experienced stuff, and the same manager of that hotel, he's been the manager ever for a really long time. I just, like, a couple years ago, did some little segment for, a news station, and we went back, and they filmed him, and he talked for, like, a half hour of how, like, that whole thing changed so many people's lives that were at the hotel. I was like, "How did I not know this all these years ago?" But, so it was pretty cool, but,
Yeah. Well,
so
that is really
but
cool, and
ghost busting is not I like my
s
whole thing is, like,
I
helping people
know.
transform, but, I
So
do know how to ghost
and
bust, but
and Suze also is like, "Look, I is there gonna be a career change for her this year? Is there something that she's gonna do you see an energy shifting with her work?"
okay, so what happens if I just say no? Like, it doesn't
I
it's
know, but I'm just trying.
like,
That was her question.
it's, she's got a lot of fear too. I mean, she's gotta, like, step up and make a change if she wants it. It's
Know
not
what
gonna
she
come to
wants.
her.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
okay.
come to her.
Alright, Suze, we're gonna give you Justine's information, and then we'll get into this, but don't worry about the ghost, and
Look, I actually have, like, I'll send her there's a Heal Your Relationship Space version that's about helping property sell, but it helps clean up entities and stuff like that, so I'll send that to you.
that's really cool. Alright,
Yeah.
we're gonna go to, um well, this is interesting. Jamie says, non-human extraterrestrial, are you into any of this? So he thinks there's gonna be an alien invasion this year, and he's wondering if the aliens are gonna be friendly or hostile, and how many alien species will we
These are
encounter?
awesome questions. Aliens are not my area
Aliens aren't
of
coming this
expert
year, first of all.
they're not they're already here. Like,
Oh, sorry.
but,
She
I
looked at
would
me and she was like, "You
no,
are
I mean,
one."
I think that, like, we're crazy to think we're the only consciousness out there, and
But, like, aliens are here,
I
like,
think
aliens
that
are in
there's
LA,
good ones and
not
bad ones,
illegal.
just like there's people, and, but I am not the expert on aliens, so he should, call Coast to Coast or something.
Yeah, he could call Trump because Trump seems to be a
Oh,
really big expert. I'm kidding. That was a bad political joke. Anybody that's into Trump, don't get mad at me.
do you have
Anyway,
listeners that are in
I don't know. I
oh
might.
my god, you might have some,
Do you know
yeah,
what? But it's okay because whatever. They're on
yeah.
their own journey and whatever. I don't judge. Everybody's wonderful. Okay, so we have Craig. You know what?
That was
Craig says he was with a girl that he recently kissed. This is what you're talking about. I get how frustrating that not that you guys are frustrating, but answering it from a psychic place. There's
yeah,
not
there's
a
just
lot
so
of
much more than yes
detail.
or no, but no, I mean, I don't need the detail, but what does he wanna know about the
He
girl?
just like whatever it was. He was just with somebody and he likes her a lot.
She
And
doesn't like him.
okay, so Craig, no. The answer is no
She
and
just seems, like,
vapid.
really looking for something, and, like, he didn't have enough for her, and
Ooh,
so
I'm not saying
she
she's a gold digger.
and she just is not she's not very giving, so you would never kinda get
He would be miserable.
mutuality from this person, which that's what you want in a relationship. You
Right.
want mutuality with what you want from them, they
But
wanna give you and vice
and can I
versa.
tell you something too? This is interesting. So, Craig, I'm gonna use your story, plug it into my own, and then to everybody else's out there. So, for instance, my whole life, I have gone for guys, as you know, that have been emotionally unavailable,
Yeah.
but they were very passionate about that. So I thought maybe there was a
They were
chance. So
passionate about being unavailable.
I thought there was a chance. No, but I would be like, I would always bring in these guys because I I didn't have like a father. I didn't have, I mean, I
Yeah,
obviously somebody was my father, but like I didn't
right.
have all this stuff. I didn't have, there was a lot of abandonment issues that I experienced growing up. So When I became an adult and even as a child, I was always looking for someone else to I don't know, like, I almost felt like if I can make this person love me, then all of my wounds are healed,
Yeah, you're trying to fill the
right?
hole. Fill the void.
Yeah, "fill the hole" sounded very sexual, and I probably was trying to do that too,
Yeah.
but no,
Or you probably did that.
I might
You
have
filled the hole, but not the
may
void.
have done it. Yes, yes, but so when I look at Craig's question and then I hear what you're saying that you're
Yeah.
like, she's just not here's the thing, when I believe when we get to a place where we are elevated conscience consciously, those people don't come into our lives because
Well, like
they're
attracts like,
yeah,
really, you know?
and just like myself, as I'm starting to realize with so many things, the people that used to be in my life that I used to complain about the most or get so frustrated with, as I started to change myself and stop complaining about all guys are jerks and or whatever the heck it was,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, really good things started to appear in my life because my focus was on what I wanted. And I keep saying that. This is like the
Yeah.
third time, and I'm not meaning to be annoying on this, by the way, you
You're
guys.
not being
But
annoying.
I'm just saying, like,
I think
but
that
isn't it the same
look,
thing?
it's all about your relationship you have with yourself,
Right.
right? So, like, you might pinpoint it and say it was about you focused on what you wanted or the good part of it, or, you were focusing on you.
Yeah. I was focusing on, yeah, I was honestly, my life mission, what I realize what it's been for me so far, and I didn't even realize this before, and it sounds so silly, but it's not silly. It's like the self-love and
Yeah.
you know what I
And so
mean?
I didn't mean that
Like,
to be in a narcissistic way that you were focusing on you. It
oh, of
was
course
yeah.
not. No, like
You
I
just
think
got more clear with yourself.
we're all generous out of self-interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the most part, like we give because it makes us feel good about ourselves and we're of service because we want to make people feel good because it makes us feel good. There's nothing wrong with doing that kind of stuff. And it's the first time
Hmm.
does that make sense? You know, like we love giving back because it does make us feel good. And that's the self interest part that I'm talking about. It's not, I'm doing it to get something from you because that turns into manipulation.
Right.
But when you go into this other place and you're like, my podcast, sharing things with people, sharing my life,
Mhm.
sharing things about myself that are like super vulnerable that I would literally just be sharing with a friend over dinner and going, yeah, this is what happened, but this is where I am. People can listen and go, oh, and I get all these great emails that are like, you are me, or
Oh,
this is exactly who I
where
am.
you can tell how much you love what you're doing.
And I love what I'm doing,
Yeah,
but it's like
so
that
much.
feeling of just going, oh my God, if
So you
like
are on the right path.
I think so. Did you hear that? That came from Justine. I am on the right path. So anyway, it's really awesome and I'm having so much
I'm
fun.
so happy for you.
Um there is I just scrolled all the way to the top of the emails
Okay.
just to see, just to mix it
I
up a little
think
bit.
you got
So
a great job collecting questions. My God, so cool that
I
so many people
know,
wrote in.
I know there's a lot here, but I'm just kind of going back and forth. But I scrolled all the way to the top. There is a fella named Jack.
Okay.
He has a couple of questions here.
So pick one.
So we might ask both just
All right.
because they seem fair, they seem important. So he was laid off in January of 2017. He doesn't matter where he worked, right? Like it was
I
in
mean,
the
unless he
entertainment
okay.
and he hasn't worked in like a year and he is in that place right now where he's like, what's happening? What do I need to do to make that come
Well,
into my life?
it seems like he took it really personal, him losing his job, when it doesn't seem like it was personal. Like, it actually seems like he might not have been the only one, or it just doesn't how do you not take that personal when it
Because
happens?
he's good at what he does.
But he took it really personal, and so then he's kind of been going inward and really kind of beating himself up over it or kind of picking himself apart. And so now he's kind of like in this bubble or this void or like, in the fear of it. Like I can just see where he's being like really hard on himself and then has lost his security. And then again, like, so now, he's like, how do I get out of this hole that I'm in?
And interesting, just FYI, when you said he lost his security, mom died 2015, dad died 2016, lost his job 2017. It's been boom, boom, boom.
Wow, that's a lot to
It's
deal with.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
He's kind of
yeah.
having, I mean, to me, this energy is kind of like having when they talk about like men have midlife crisis, even though, he's probably like younger than that. But it, it's in the energy that he's in right now. It would be really hard to turn this around because he's in the beating himself up part of it. So he's
That's
got
the
to,
worst place to be.
yeah, he's got to start to um, get out of that, even if it is, faking it, which sucks. But he's got to like he needs to have his guides are just showing me to have like he needs to like go to a movie by himself, and he's got to like get some escape
What
out.
if he doesn't wanna go to a movie by himself? What if that's, like, the worst
Well,
thing he could ever think of?
he has to do something to, like, break the 24/7 pattern of, like, thinking about all of what's happened to him. He's gotta, like,
Because it's
start
what
to
you just hit it on the head. You just hit it on the head, and tell me if I'm accurate in this, because you
Okay.
will. He's thinking about everything that happened, quote, unquote, "to" him. This is all part of life. So, are you a believer in this? And Jack, I am not minimizing anything that you've gone through. This is simply just a question that I would ask myself because that's where I am with me in my journey at this point. So, when I look at things and I go, "This is happening to me," I then immediately go into, "Wait a second. I'm actually here to experience all this contrast in life." Like, that's actually why I'm here because as I as I grow, I expand, and that's part of my thing. And so all of these things that I think are happening to me are one based on kind of what I'm thinking and where I'm going on my path. And I will get kicked back. I'll get kicked into the bushes if I try to go into a place where I'm like, things are really in the past when things have been really shitty, or even right now, if things get really crappy for me and I go to a place where I'm like, I'm really depressed. No, today is a fantastic day. And I'm like, I don't even believe that shit.
That's
So,
amazing that you have the ability to do that.
right. But I
That is a
can't,
gift.
but I'll go just a little bit better, just a little bit. And then I'll go, you know what? I don't feel great, but I feel better than I did 10 minutes ago. Or, you know what? I know there's a lot, I've been in really shitty situations before, maybe not this specific one, but I've gotten out of those. And then that lifts me up. And then I keep going to these different places where I go, at the end of the day, what I'm focused on, when I focus on look at what the world has done to me,
Right.
is when I start to attract more and more of what the world I believe will do to me, when really it's kind of just, and it's life and it's what happens. I don't know. Does that
Well, I mean, I don't think that he is walking around consciously wanting to be a victim.
nobody is.
But I think that he just has had a lot happen and it became, like, bigger than him, so it's his perception of it.
Right, but that's what I'm
Yeah, it's
saying,
all of our perception,
just like
yeah.
my perception, just like when I left home when I was 13, my perception was that nobody loved me,
Hmm.
and that no, it was like
Well,
nobody loved me, and I was never gonna be, I wasn't enough, or I was this, like, all of these things, and I carried that with me. Because and if somebody would have come to me at that time and said, "Hey, you need to change your thoughts about that because you're actually you're amazing and you're gonna do wonderful things and help a lot of people in your life." I would have been like, "Fuck off."
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we're
you
just
weren't
not
ready
ready to
yet.
hear
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but that that was a very, very important part in my life that took me through a very long time, and if I could have any wish for anybody, when I talk to kids that are, like, coming to LA, that, I deal with a lot of different organizations of kids that have, run away from home and stuff like that. And I talk to them. And the main thing that I always go, please don't be my age and still be questioning this. Like, get it.
Right.
Because you have an opportunity. Like, take off 20 years of bullshit and feeling and beating yourself up because it's not worth it. Like, if we can shift you into this place, but
How
not,
lucky are they to come in contact with you and get that
well,
information?
that's really sweet. But it's like, it's that thing where you're like, but it's that old saying, when someone's ready to change,
Right.
when they're ready and not 1 second sooner, when they're ready. And it's me always going, "Let me fix it, let me fix it."
Mm.
And now me pulling away going, "All I can do is tell you my experience and my journey." And like with this question with Jack, it's like we have these things that come into our lives that are awful and tragic and hard, and they don't seem fair,
Yeah.
and it's where we place the blame or guilt or shame on ourselves in whatever capacity that is, and it pulls us under, it throws us in the fucking bushes. And sorry,
Definitely a test.
I've been kind of truck drivery mouth tonight,
Oh, I
haven't
just
I?
thought that was how your show was.
No, I mean, more so than often, I think, but whatever. Um,
It's your show.
it
You can do whatever you want.
it is my show, damn it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And I bet your listeners like it.
yeah. Wait, what time does that hold on. Oh my god, okay. So we've basically that was, like, the entire hour. Justine, can you tell my listeners, let's see. All right, guys, let
And
me
you got
think.
away without asking any questions about you.
No, 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 I'm gonna ask, gosh, based on where I am right now.
And you might not have questions because what a great place to be when you don't
Yeah,
have questions.
but it is, but it's like the questions I have are answered, but here's what I would ask you.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you're getting right now,
Well, that's so not how I work.
but I know, but it's like, but I yeah, I love that. By the
I'm
way,
like,
that
you
was the
have
most manipulative question ever. So if there's anything you're getting, just let me know. That
it is,
am
um,
I yeah.
it
Mm,
it it because what happens, it's like, don't forget your specific question is how I read, right?
yep.
So I don't look at you and just see all this stuff, like, you'd have to ask me a question about something that you want, but I will tell you, it seems genuinely like you're very happy. So
Yeah,
that is a really great
thank you.
thing.
Yeah, it feels really
You
good.
seem very happy and you seem balanced.
I know. Would you say to everybody else, this is the most balanced you've ever seen me? Or,
Well, I'd say in all those years ago that we met and what your energy was then and where you are now, it's like, yeah, so instead of looking for that outside validation, you're being able to give it to yourself.
that's like really,
That's
that's
huge.
really awesome.
This is where you go become gigantic in your life.
I love that. So I'm on the right path. I love it.
Well, you being happy should let you know that, because, well, but
Yeah.
people can be happy and it can be a delusion or an illusion, but like, no, it seems
Yeah.
very, I'm very happy
No,
for you.
it's pretty genuine. You know what I mean?
You've done the work.
I'm pretty happy, and the best thing is that I get to share it with other people,
Uh,
whatever that is. Just you do the same thing. You
like,
go and you heal people and you lift them up and you make their lives better. And you encourage them to be bigger and better than what their thoughts are in that time. And I guess in a sense,
yeah, that's a
do,
beautiful explanation.
and
Yeah.
I can only give my own testimony of my
Aw,
life. You know what I mean? To
yeah.
to 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 everybody that's listening, and everybody out there knows that it's a daily practice for me to wake up and go, "No, that pattern seems familiar, but it didn't work for me. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing cuz this one feels really good." So I really encourage everybody out there to go to psychicgirl.com. Justine, where can everybody find you and reach out to you besides
That absolutely is the best
on
place.
social media?
Or just go to psychicgirl.com and that will, that's the best
Do you know
place,
what?
really.
And Justine, by the way, you guys, Justine isn't huge on social media. right?
I'm
Like I mean,
really
a huge
'cause I'm reading
contributor.
people all the time.
Right. Exactly. But what I mean is
So
it's not like she's posting on Instagram selfies. It's not her jam. She's
yeah.
literally like working 14 hours a day doing readings or doing seminars or workshops or doing talk shows or whatever's going on. And she's busy with that. But I'm just saying, if you follow her on Instagram and you're like, oh my God, this is really boring, it's because she's working and she doesn't have time. She's not an actress that's doing shameless self promotion, hand raising.
But I
Hi.
am in awe of all those people that go out there and have, just like,
Yeah.
have the ability to collect these followers are amazing. So
Yeah.
no, my stuff is more on Yelp,
Yeah. Go to
and go to
Yelp and all
Yelp.
that.
But like, oh my god, but
Yeah.
Yelp is its own crazy beast.
Just go to
But yes,
psychicgirl.com.
psychicgirl.com, and we will send. You can get that healing download, heal your relationship
Uh,
space. If anybody has a
I'll
broken
have
heart,
my producer send all of that out
yes,
to each person.
we'll send the healings out
And
to the
there's one
people.
person you're gonna do the housing one too on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Okay.
but anyone that you don't even have to have a session if you have a past relationship you
Yeah.
can't get past, or you want to change what's happening as far as what you're attracting. That product has helped people all over the world. So you
Yeah.
can go to psychicgirl.com and get it.
Yeah, and sorry for the other 300 something people that like had come in and said and wanted question and answered. Will you come back again sometime and do this?
Anytime you want me. Oh my
That would
God.
be amazing because this
Yeah.
is really super awesome and I love it and I love you and thank you for
Aw,
coming.
and I love you, and I'm so happy for you and your career and how wonderful everything in your life is, and just to
Yay.
know you.
And
So
how incredibly successful I'm going to be in 2000. Is that what you said? Did you say how
that you are going to continue to
wow.
be.
I
No, we said
mean
now it's your time. Now you can go be gigantic, I think was the word.
yes. Yay. I like it. Bye guys.
She's fine. She's fine.
I'm fine.
It's Dragon Wagon.